So I was going to ask this a couple weeks ago because of well, not just our state, but I guess this is national. But is it sin to play the lottery?
Whose money is it?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, whose money is it? The Bible talks about.
Explain that.
Yeah, this is what I mean by that. When I was a young pastor, one of the things that young pastors get to do is benevolence, and what that means is, I was an assistant pastor, and people come in asking for money, and so you have to sit down with them and you have to talk to them about what their issues are and that kind of thing before you just pass out church money, because it's tithe money. And so these people have gone out and worked their tails off, and then they come in and give 10% or however much they're giving, and they're giving it to the Lord. And so you have to be responsible with the money. And when I was doing that, I was always really careful, because I came from a welfare background. I just came from that world, and so I was always real careful about it because it's not my money. And this one time, I just got done talking with a lady who I found out had gone from church to church to church, and was just scamming churches. And basically I caught her, and so I'm driving home that night, and I'm just praying. I was praying for her, and I was just praying about the situation, and God just basically spoke to me, and He said, "Yeah, that's way to go, taking care of my money." And He goes, "What about your money at home?" Whose is that? And the reason that Christians give 10% when they tithe is not because they're buying God off or something. The reason that they give 10% is because it's a recognition that all of it is the Lord's, none of it is mine. And so when I think of the issue of gambling, I'm careful with my money in the first place because it's not my money. It's those are funds that God has supplied me with, and I'm accountable to God for what I do with everything that I have, including my money. And so, I'm not a crazy guy in the sense that I don't take my wife out to dinner, because I think Jesus would take my wife out to dinner, and I get my kids Christmas presents. But we try to live frugally. We try to live in a way that honors the Lord and do things with the money that we have. That's a blessing to God and a blessing to the people around and stuff. And so I give to lots of stuff. And again, it's because I want to honor the Lord. And so I would never give to the lottery, because it's not my money. It's it's stuff that God's given to me. And I don't know that Jesus wants me going down and spending money on the lottery. There's a lot of other places where I could be investing the funds that Jesus has given me in a way that's honoring to God and just a blessing. And so, my wife got me to put a quarter in to a slot machine one time, because she's the devil. And it's just like I was just like, she was just hassling me, and so I did it.
One quarter.
Yeah, one quarter. Did
you win?
No. It's like a waste of time, that kind of thing. So I've just never been like that. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Plus the book of Proverbs has a number of things to say about people who want to get rich quickly, and it's never good.
Right.
And so, and I came from that world where, you go down and you spend half the money that you should be spending on rent or on the electric bill, trying to get rich quick, and that is not the way to go.
It's one of the things that when I was real young, again in my early 20s, just got saved, I went through a Dave Ramsey thing, and I don't know how he does it now, but back then he called it Financial Peace University, and he took a lot of Bible verses and used it in his seminar or whatever. But one of the points that he made is that you have, and we just had that big Mega Millions thing where it's like over $1 billion, whatever, and you had literally millions of people lining up to buy a ticket. Mm-hmm. And maybe they just did it because it hit $1 billion, but a lot of them play this weekly, every week. And he's like, you're throwing your money into this pot where you have like a 1 in 300 million chance or whatever it is. Whereas if you just took that same amount of money, that whether $20 a week or whatever they're spending, and just put it like in a 401k, you know, for the 30 years that you're playing the lotto. And he did it based off of a certain percentage rate over 30 years if the snowball kept growing. And the illustration he uses, you would have $1 million
Right.
every time.
Yeah.
And yet they're down there playing Mega Millions their whole life for 1 in 300 million chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.